Good morning,
Hi.
Peter.
Hi, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good to hear. I heard the sip and stroll went well.
Yeah, it did. Boy, there was a real crowd here, and lots
I heard
of
it
people
sold
in.
out.
That's what I heard too. I think they
Excellent.
had room for more, but you know, when you're sold out, you're sold out.
All right. Well, I came here and I'm sitting next to you today because we're going to do Thursday 3 a little differently.
Yep.
Because I want to talk about something.
Okay.
Specifically, I want to talk about the fact that you're on the front cover of the Wall Street Journal.
What a surprise, huh?
Now, did you think as being the CFO of DuPont, you'd ever be on the front page of the Wall Street Journal?
I never thought, well, if I was on the front page, I'd be in trouble, first of all, usually. But secondly, you know, no, I didn't. I never expected to be doing this, and I never expected to be on the front page for the purposes we talked about.
Well, this has been something very interesting. You've been missing for the last couple of weeks, and people have been asking, where's Jeff? And I said, well, he's been traveling. But it seems like it's been something a lot bigger, and I'd love to hear that story if I can.
Sure. Well, basically, I had deep brain stimulation surgery for my Parkinson's.
Okay.
And that's a procedure where they go in and they put in some electrodes deep in your brain that treats the symptoms, the movement symptoms of Parkinson's.
Right.
And with that, hopefully I can reduce the medication I have and really get a new lease on life, if you will, reset the clock.
So it doesn't get rid of Parkinson's.
No.
It helps you manage the symptoms of Parkinson's.
Yes. And with that management of symptoms with an electrical current versus medicine today, you drop off the medicines. It allows you to deal with those symptoms with the electrodes. And then when you eventually need more medicine, you have the opportunity to use it again to control your symptoms. I always thought of resetting the clock.
Okay.
How do we set it back 5 to 10 years ago?
Okay.
When I first started consuming the medicines.
Okay, I have a simple question. Does that mean your golf game's going to get better?
I hope so. But the jury's out on that yet, and I won't be able to golf for a couple months.
That was just a simple question. Simple question. All right, now is this permanent?
Yes, it's a permanent procedure that has been done.
Okay.
And hopefully, you know, I don't know how long it will be effective, but hopefully 5 to 10 years, maybe even longer.
That's incredible. Did they come to you or did you come to them about this experimental portion?
The experimental portion, they came to me.
Okay, so you were going in originally for a
deep brain stimulation. That was set, and that was my reason. That resets the clock. All the things we talked about.
Okay, and then the new part of it.
And they came to me and they said, "Hey, while we got you in surgery, we'd like you to consider whether or not you want to run some experiments with us. They're not FDA approved,
right?
But we're following appropriate procedure and so forth. It's not going to increase your risk of any greatly. The primary risk, we had a lot of discussion.
So what do those experiments do?
So what they do is they allow them to prove out that the proof of concept, if you will, it's to check on, can the brain itself reimagine, if you will, those movements you did with rock, paper, scissors in my case, and the answer is yes.
Right.
Because they saw that, and that's where you get into the potential of improving victims with paralysis, people with paralysis, and so forth. Because what you're doing is substituting that network of computerized communication for the physical network that's broken down in your body.
I got it. So they did a 29-minute little experiment while they had you there to test their concept.
Right.
Got it.
That's
it. Okay. That's fantastic. Now, were you scared?
No, I wasn't, because, and I mean that sincerely, there were 2 or 3 things that convinced me. First of all, just an absolute belief in my surgeon and physicians at Penn. And so that was one thing. The next thing was, after discussion of the risks, I found that the primary risk is a little increased risk of infection. Now, that's not anything to be looked at and ignored, but it was such a small increase that I didn't think it was worth not doing it.
Right. More was going to be learned.
Yeah, in my opinion, and that's a gut feel for me, because of my involvement with the foundation, where I learned that many of the things that are proposed don't get to see the light of day soon enough because it takes a lot of time to get people engaged in the ability to run trials.
Right.
So I was trying to speed that up.
Oh, all right. Well, Jeff, I saw a lot from the volunteers, the outpouring of just caring and support, and I'm glad this has come through. I will say all of the volunteers and everybody around, you're an inspiration, and you keep fighting, and we're all behind you.
Well, thank you, Peter. That's very kind of you to say. You know, to me, life is simple. You have to answer one question and that is, if it's not going to be me, who's going to do it?
Right.
And in this case, I thought, you know, I'm in a position to do something. There's no increased risk. Why not do it?
Well,
help people out.
That is Jeff Keefer in a little bit right there, just constantly giving back. All right. Well, next week we're going to get back to heritage.
Okay.
It's still coming. But this interlude was, I think, really needed. Everybody wanted to hear how you're doing, and it sounds like you're doing great.
As you can tell, I'm fantastic. I'm nearly healed, if not healed completely, and starting to enjoy life again.
Yeah, no more 3 putts.
Yep.
Bye.
Don't I wish? Bye, Peter.